Hi friends, this is Wendy with Love and Stampin'. Thanks for being here with me today. I am excited to show you some new product coming from Stampin' Up! And it's actually releasing tomorrow. So the new mini catalog goes live tomorrow. Super cute stuff. I can't show you the inside of it until tomorrow, but it's full of really cute things. So my card that I did Saturday was using the Bag of Bones. As of right now, that stamp set and bundle, well, the stamp set's on back order, but I think the bundle might be, I'm not sure. You'll have to just check. I'm gonna let you know as soon as I know, but you'll have to check. This is the Fruitful Blessings bundle. So it's beautiful, perfect for fall and Thanksgiving, and just all year long, honestly. Grateful for you, wishing you many blessings, hello friend. These work all year. And I really love how all of these images will work for masculine set, cards, or feminine cards. Today we are going to be doing something really fun. It's kind of, I guess I just made it up. But it's like tri-fold cards with die cutting, and I've got a couple different samples to show you, but we're just going to make the one card today so I can show you how to make one, and we're going to get into that in a second. These are the, gosh, I just looked them up what they're called and now I forgot. Artistic, let me grab my catalog and look. I can't let you see. Stampin' Up! Has a rule about letting us show the inside of a catalog prior to the launch. So I can't open it. Okay, they're the Abundant Beauty Decorative Masks. So there are these beautiful leaves. We're going to use this one today. There's this like bats or houndstooth look. There is this beautiful snowflake, which is awesome. And then there's these guys which layer and make this beautiful flower. So I will definitely be making a card at some point using this layering set. Okay, so for our card today, we need to do some we're gonna do some ink blending, stamping, die cutting, coloring. It's gonna be a little bit longer video, and I only live recorded the first part of this video, and the rest of it is going to be a voiceover because I find that I just get into a creative mode and stop talking sometimes. And so when you guys are watching a video, I want you to always be hearing me and me being able to tell you what's going on. So these are the products that we're using, and I'm going to show you the cutting really quick before we get into the decorating. So you could get 4 of these cards out of 1 sheet of cardstock. And I know you guys love that kind of thing when I share that with you. So the way you're going to want to cut this, if you're starting with an entire sheet and you want to get 4 cards, is you're going to cut with the portrait side at the top, and you're going to cut at the 8-inch mark, and you're just going to cut off that 1/2 inch just like that. Then you're going to turn your cardstock and you're going to cut at 2 3/4, 2 3/4, 2 3/4, and you'll end up with 4 pieces. Now these are your card bases. Now, what I do want to say is if you were not going to ink blend, then you could do your scoring first. And the way you would do your scoring is leave your whole sheet complete, and you would score it 2 1/4 inches on this side, flip it over and score it 2 1/4 inches on this side, and then make all your cuts. However, in our case, I'm going to do ink blending, and what you don't want is to have these crease lines when you're doing masking and ink blending, because your ink is going to gather here and be darker. So in this case, I did not pre-score anything, but I'm going to score 1 for you just so you can see it, and then we're going to make our card. So we're going to score on the landscape side at 2 1/4 inch. We're going to flip our cardstock around, score again at 2 1/4 inch, and there you have your folds. And so when it folds together like this. So I'm going to show you how we're going to create this beautiful card. And I have samples for you at the end of a couple of different ideas. So you're going to want to stick around till I get it all made, and we're going to jump into making this card. Okay? Okay, so one of the things I forgot to show you was my creative inspiration calendar. Yes, it's in all green, but it's not really in all green when you get it in my email. My printer is just out of red ink and I really need to refill it. So this is a creative inspiration calendar I do every single month. I've already emailed it out to my email subscriber list. Only people on my email list get this in the mail from me, in the email, I should say. And here we are going to do our stamping. So I have a piece of scrap, basic white thick cardstock, and I'm going to grab a couple of the different stamps from the Fruitful Blessings bundle. And I'm going to stamp these in Pure Arts Intensified Black ink. But if you don't have that, you could use Memento Tuxedo Black. Basically any black ink that is safe for alcohol markers. Then we're going to take our crumb cake ink and we are going to use our blending brush and blend this entire panel of white cardstock. And then we're going to go over it with this gorgeous embossing folder. No, it's not an embossing folder. It's a stencil. We're going to flip it over and do the same thing on the other side. This part of the video is sped up 8 times the normal speed. Wouldn't it be wonderful if we could actually ink blend this fast? Although I will admit that part of what I enjoy about card making is the process. So ink blending nice and slow is fine for me. I scored it there at 2¼ inches from each end, like I showed you previously. And now I'm just coloring with my Copic markers. Over on my blog, I am going to list all of the Copic marker colors that I used. I figured out a way to do this. So I have a tray that I'm like putting everything in when I record a video so that I know that everything that was used in that video is in that tray, and that's going to help me with my supply lists and stuff like that. So I hope it helps you too. And I've had a few people reach out to me and kind of not complain, but give a loving suggestion of, you know, hey, you're using these Copic markers now, and we would love to know what ones you're using and the combinations and all of that. And I have just struggled with, like, you know, anytime you start something new, it's a little bit of a struggle. So here, this flower took me quite a long time, 8 times the speed, people, and it's taking me this long at 8 times, so you can imagine what it was in real life. This video was actually originally an hour long, and so I just sped up my coloring. So here I'm using orange markers to go in, and I find that a 3-color blend works best for me. There are some people like my friend Kelly Taylor who are crazy and use 4-color blends. She'll even tell you she's crazy. It's okay. So she uses 4 colors, and for me right now, that's too difficult. I'm hoping at some point, because her coloring is off the charts, like it's incredible. But at some point, hopefully I'll get there. I'm just not quite there yet. So here I'm coloring my flowers, and I'm just kind of trying to keep what I'm calling bright muted tones. So those very fall colors, but bright at the same time, if that makes sense. And I'm going to color my acorn leaves the same color, or oak tree leaves is what I should say, because acorns come from oak trees. I don't know if they come from other kinds of trees, but I know for sure they come from oak trees, because where I live, we have black oaks, live oaks, white oaks. We've got all the oak trees. So I'm just coloring, and what I was able to do here is keep my colors all the same. So I used some of the same colors from my flowers on my acorns. My colors of my leaves are the same. And then when I color these little corn cobs, I'm keeping the same colors again. And this is a really fun way to not feel stressed. So it wasn't like I felt like I had to pick new colors for every single thing I colored. And the other thing is, it helps you like keep your project cohesive, if that makes sense. So I had already pre-colored one of these because I figured you only need to see me color one of them. And yeah, I felt like when you use all the same colors and you kind of keep everything in the same color family and the tones, your whole project will look more cohesive. So here I'm just coloring the bottom of these with the darker green. This is a G94 and G99 that I'm using. And right here, I want to make that part darker where that leaf folds over. And then I'm going to go back over it with my G94. So in this case, I'm only using a 2-color blend. So you don't always have to use 3. I didn't have enough markers to use 3. I only had the correct ones to use 2-color blend. So that's okay. As I continue to grow my Copic marker collection, I'll be able to, expand. And then you can see there the corn is kind of an ombre underneath. And then on top, I went for more of a yellow so that the inside of my corn pieces would look a little bit darker. You could do this opposite. It's just kind of whatever you want. I'm using my precision glue press to put everything together. And I did swap out my Nuvo glue for Tombow glue. So what I've done is I've dumped all of my Tombow glue into my empty bottle that came with my precision glue press. And then I am using that because I just prefer Tombow glue. It's my favorite. So here I am gluing on this piece on the front, and I did make a mistake on this card, so I didn't change it. Here's the mistake. Those little leaves cannot hang over the edge. So when you have 2 folds that are going to open against each other, you have to be mindful that the items won't touch on the other side, if that makes sense. I was not mindful of that. So what you need to do is just either trim the leaves off or scoot the item over so that it's not butting up against, if that makes sense. Here is my number 10 size jelly roll, 10 millimeter. I love these. I don't really care for any of them that are smaller than the 10. I got a 3-pack of these from Amazon. See right here? That's where the boo-boo is. And I will link to those. I've linked to everything I've used over on my blog. So there is a link below the video that says measurements and supplies. When you click on that, it will take you over to my blog. Now, I've had a couple of people say they don't know how to get to the links below the video, and they don't know what I'm talking about when I say that. So if you're on your phone, I'm actually going to bring it up on my phone right now so that I can be looking at it while I tell you this. So if you're on your cell phone and you're watching a YouTube video, let's say, let me find one to bring up. This is just random. Okay, you click, so when you look under the video, there's the title of the video, and then just under that, it has how many views it has, how many minutes ago it was posted, and then there's a little button that says more. If you click that more button, it's going to bring up an entire description box for you. And that description box has your links, information, and all kinds of other stuff. So that's how you get to that area that I always refer to with all the links below the video. So here I stamped Hello Friend using my Misty. And then I am going to zhuzh this up even a little more with these absolutely stunning embellishments from Stampin' Up. I added some linen thread on that flower, and this card is finished. So now I have a place to write my note. It's super cute and small, and I just love it. And then I'm going to show you this other one I made using the new deckled circles from the new catalog. This uses a stamp set from the annual catalog, but if you cut out one of those big giant circles, kids, you can make a burrito. Look at that. So cute. I do have one more sample to share with you, but it is over on my blog. I took photos of it. I just didn't record it. And I want to thank you for hanging out with me today during my YouTube premiere. If you're watching this live during the premiere, if you're watching it later, I appreciate that also. Thanks so much for hanging out with me. Shop with me at shoploveandstampin.com, and I'll catch you in the next video. Bye-bye.